a live stream tonight, tomorrow night, and maybe on the last day, I think, just to give you guys a bit of info about how it's fished. Really, it's the most prestigious event of the year. It's one we all look forward to, and hope that we have a good day's fishing. Really, I mean, Tunnel Barn's an awesome venue. It's absolutely stuffing fish, and I think the weights today reflect that, really, don't they?
Yeah, there's been some good weights, hasn't there? I think 171 pounds won the match.
Yeah.
Sam Slockett, I think, on house 6. And then we know Brad's had 170 pounds, and there's loads of other weights that I've heard of, sort of 150s, 140s. Spoke to everyone I was speaking to, saying they caught a load of fish, so it's been really good.
It's fished brilliantly, and I think I am actually the worst performer at the table today, so I'll get my result out the way first, and then I can listen to how these boys have managed to have fantastic results. I've drew my booby area, really. I've drew peg 7 on Canal. It's a peg I've actually drew at least 3, maybe 4 times on these festivals now, so I can't seem to get away from there. It's not really where you want to be to win the section, truthfully. I feel like there's better pegs in that section, but I felt like I had to try and catch enough to maybe come 2nd or 3rd in the section. That was what I felt like would be a good result. Peg 7's like right in the middle of the lake, so I just, dead simple attack really. There's no cover across it. It's the shallowest, or the deepest water I should say, against the bank and against any kind of cover is like 2 foot, so I've just found that where it was deepest, and I've just set up 2 little shallow rigs, one 8-inch deep, one 10-inch deep. I had a couple a bit deeper, but that was never going to come into play when it's only 2 foot deep really, and just blasted casters there. Started in the edge on pellets, it was like 16 inches deep, not a bite in there. Threw maggots short, that was crap to be honest, and then just most of the match I've just spent across to the far side, flicking my little overshotted rig up and down, and I've had little spells. I had 1 hour where it was brilliant, and then it just sort of tapered off and just got worse and worse. Nothing in the edge late on. I had 1 carp, a couple F1s, and I had a few on the bottom over on casters, but just I had to just keep ticking over, like nicking an odd fish on the bottom, then drop shallow. Like I had to shove my rig right into the cover as well, because obviously there's not a lot of cover there. And then fish.
So everything's been mostly in the cover really, so I don't know.
Everything's been in the cover. It's the same weather as always on the pole masters, like baking hot, red hot, bright sun, no wind. Everything's just been in the cover, so I basically just tried to get my head down, catch little stockies, odd big F1. Like when I had after like half an hour when I first dropped in, it was brilliant. I've had like a probably 40-minute spell where I couldn't get in quick enough really, like little stockies, odd big F1 I thought, I mean that keeps going, I might have a chance of doing all right in the section here, because I was probably keeping up with Brad at that point.
Well, I don't fish here that often, but it's like you can tell straight away with the, like you need to be on the right stump.
Yeah.
Like you see certain pegs that are all got like £1.5 to £3 in, and then there's a lot of pegs that have all got like 6 to 8 ounce stockies in. It's all about doing the right peg on the right day.
Yeah, you have to catch them right stamp fish, but also on here, like it's surprising what you weigh when you do catch them stockies. Like I've probably thought I had about 80 pounds today, and I've had 95 pounds in the end, which isn't. Hey up. Oh, there's always one. There's always one. I've had 95 pounds, which is a little bit more than I thought, because them little stockies do add up, and you keep plopping them in the net, them little 4 to 8 ounce ones. And I think it's 3rd in the section, maybe 4th, I didn't follow the weighting round, but Brad Lucas, yeah, I was 3rd in section, so I'm confirmed, which
mainly all Brad's fish though, they've all been big dirty old.
Yeah, Brad's had 171 pounds from the end, peg 13. That's the peg I drew on day 1 of the Masters last year. I had a similar weight to him last year, so it's very difficult to beat there with an angler like Brad on it. I knew I was fishing.
He's top of his game at the minute.
Top of the game, so well done, Brad. And then Openshaw's beat me opposite on 17. He's at 117, so I'm happy with a 3rd. It keeps me in the race. Like if I get 2 wins, I can still frame, which is all you really want. But it's just disappointing that I can't win it now. So, but these 2 winners.
Yeah,
I'll go first.
Yeah, can do. Yeah, I've been on the high pool today. Obviously yesterday I was on there on the practice match,
yeah. So
I drew peg 4, which to anyone who knows it isn't really the best.
No.
I had a lovely day shallow to the cover, across on mainly 12 inches deep, so I had a little bit of instinct to what I was going to do today. Really.
Yeah, a bit of an idea what was coming.
And then obviously the first day today, I've been on peg 12 in the corner. It's been flat calm there all day. Only cover I really had is in the edge, which is like 14.5 metres down into the corner. There was an odd carp milling around there, so I thought that's probably going to be my main line where I'm going to catch. Did plumb up across, it's like 4 foot deep to my left, but like the further it went to my left the deeper it got, so I thought feed shallow there. And then I found a nice bit of mud where it was like 20 inch.
Okay.
So that's basically me set. Oh, you know, I plumbed the edge up as well, but the edge was like 2.5 foot.
Was it?
So it's just a bit of a starting point really. So I
Started.
started in the edge on micros. I had 5 down there in the first like 40 minutes, but I could see the lake was fishing terrible, so I just thought I'll just try and prime everything as long as I can, just so I get a good enough run and see if I can get a good run. So I'd probably like, I don't know, 20, 15 pound after 40 minutes, and then I've gone down the edge first because I see them reeds knocking, and it's been great down there for like the first little bit. I've had an odd carp. The best way I caught was like just pushing like a 9-inch rig right into the cover, not flicking it because there was a carp in the reeds.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as I flicked it, they were just gone.
Yeah.
So just feed it on top of your float, and then just hold it in the reeds, and then you just get a carp.
Have you caught an odd carp shallow, have you?
Yeah, odd carp during the day, but not like the fish that I've caught have all been like decent stamp.
Oh, they are, right.
They've all like not had any small fish.
Oh, all
so I've only had, I think I've had 7 carp in the end, but I caught a lot of them late on.
Yeah.
And then obviously the other shallow line across to the left where I thought it was a banker, I haven't even had a fish on them.
Wow.
So, and then middle of the match I thought, he's big potted the mud and he's had like £10 on it straight away, so I thought, right, I need to baby feed it. But I thought I'll leave it till 2 hours to go and then I'll put a big pot on it. But like an hour to go, I've tried it and I've had £10, £7 and then a £4 in 3 cuttings. So it's like a quick £20.
Yeah, nice.
On a day like today, it's massive, isn't it? Really? So it's quite crucial. And then I've ticked over on that. I've had 3 big F1s as well on that towards the end of the match, like £3 or £4, which has got me to £81, which has won the lake and won the section. So great start.
Perfect start.
So how you got on, Kristian?
Yeah, so I drew peg 19 on Jenny's. Now, it's one of them lakes I don't seem to draw very often, so it's a bit of a funny one. I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. But to be fair, my mate Alan, who I come with, he's drew that lake a few times, so he said to me roughly what he thought I need to do. He said basically, obviously starting on micros in the edge, which has been good. We've been here for a couple of days now. That seems to be a real good tactic, sort of starting on micros down the edge. Just get you a few bites, because normally you maybe start short.
Yeah,
on a lot
of short fish at the moment.
There's no fish at all in the deeper water, so you've got to try and start somewhere else. And I think in your edge on micros is the best place to start. And it was brilliant at the start. I dropped in and I probably caught £20 down there in 40 minutes, nice and steady. And I thought, this is going to fish really well, this lake. Everyone on the lake was playing fish.
They're quite big F1s as well in that, Jenny's, isn't they?
Yeah, to be fair, then what I had early were these like little ones, but they were coming in my peg quick. I was feeding and I was getting an indication and catching them, and I'm thinking like they're on the bait fast.
Yeah.
And anyway, so after that I went out shallow, and again, amazing little run again, another £20. After an hour and 10, I probably got £40 probably in the net. And I thought that, like it's going to fish really well, and then it just completely shut down. You just couldn't get any bites. No, everyone was the same. Like you look around the lake and everyone's got plastic out gone. So I had a little go on just worms on the bottom across, and to be honest, that's been really good then in terms of I've never really caught well on it, but I've just tipped along, and I've looked around the section. I felt like no one else was really putting much in the net, and I was catching. So I just did that basically then up until like the last hour and 10, hour and 15, where a few more fish started to get caught in the edge again.
So like these sort of festivals, you've got like in your edge or any fishing really a 7-peg match in your
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
that's what I always sort of look around, and I feel like today I was looking around and think no one's catching here. I can get bites even if it's only off perch and little carassios and stuff like that today. I was putting something in the net, so I just kept shipping that, and then obviously sat in my edge late, and I had a little good run and got to like 40 minutes to go, and I thought this is going to be good. I had a little run of F1s, like the bigger fish in the edge, like what Tom was talking about.
Ground bait?
On ground bait and maggots, and they were then better F1s, and I caught a carp about £4, and I thought, I'll just fish this till the end. And then I sat there for like 10 or 15 minutes without a fish, and I fed, and I thought I was a bit sort of lost, and I went back across and didn't catch, and I sort of messed the last 40 minutes of my match up, and I was at the end of the match I thought I might have like let that one slip away from me really, because I had had such a decent match
Yeah.
up until then.
To be fair, I watched your weigh-in and all the fish they were good stamp, weren't they, most of them?
Yeah, them fishing me edge were definitely better fish at the end. I reckon I've had, you know, like, you must have had at least 10 F1s out of that edge that are 2.5, 3 pounders, the big ones. So yeah, it was good. And then but like I say, luckily it was just enough to win the section. I had £107, win the lake as well. So good start. And yeah, hopefully the next couple of days will be good.
Hopefully we draw a few more nice pegs and
Yeah, we need
Walkers.
six hours tomorrow, and it'll be happy days, won't it?
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be nice to get on a few pegs. I mean, the last couple of pole masters I've had a third and then 2 wins, so I'm hoping maybe
maybe
the
fancy
same
going
again.
5 pull 4 or something like that,
No, I'm thinking I'm going to set my sights a bit higher tomorrow. I'm going to go house 6 or like sort of nice peg and extension. One of the nice pegs on new where you can get some like
no?
shallow.
So there's a lot of fish being caught on extensions down and the reeds pegs and
That's fished really well extension. It normally does, to be
It's a
fair.
good
There's
lake.
always a good lake for bites. There's loads of good pegs
It's-
on there where we're going to
yeah.
get some days fishing, but there are obviously some tricky areas and pegs as well that you want to try and avoid.
Somewhere with a big reed bed will do me tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
so you can blast 10 pints in and
Yeah.
£170.
Yeah, no, it's been a good day. Everyone's caught a load of fish. You just
Yeah, it's been obviously Tunnel never fails to
no.
give anyone a good day's fishing, really, does it? So
That's it.
Yes, we'll check back in tomorrow after the match. Hopefully we've got some good results to report again. Yeah, see you then.